Within the confines of America's prisons, a quiet revolution is taking place.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Behind the bars and under constant surveillance, a growing number of inmates are embracing Islam, a faith that is offering them structure, discipline, and a renewed sense of purpose. What is driving this surge, and what does it mean for these individuals and for society at large? Islam is now the fastest growing religion in the US prison system. Estimates suggest that between 10% and 15% of all incarcerated individuals identify as Muslim, despite Muslims making up less than 1% of the total US population. In some state prisons, Muslim inmates constitute up to 20% of the prison population. Studies show that between 80% to 90% of Muslim prisoners convert while behind bars. These numbers raise a profound question. What is it about Islam that resonates so deeply with those serving time?
Islam is recognized as one of the fastest-growing religions within U.S. prisons. Estimates suggest that annually, between 30,000 and 40,000 inmates convert to Islam during their incarceration. Several factors contribute to this trend. 1. Search for identity and purpose. Inmates often seek a renewed sense of identity and purpose. The structured practices and teachings of Islam provide a framework for personal transformation and discipline. 2. Community and support. The communal aspects of Islamic worship foster a sense of brotherhood and support among inmates, offering emotional and psychological solace in the challenging prison environment. 3. Active outreach and education. Organizations like the Tayba Foundation have been instrumental in providing Islamic education and resources to prisoners. Founded by Rami Nsour, the Tayba Foundation has served over 13,000 individuals, with approximately 90% of them converting to Islam while incarcerated. It's noteworthy that the majority of these conversions occur among African American inmates, with a growing number of Hispanic individuals also embracing Islam during their time in prison. Despite the increasing Muslim inmate population, there is a significant shortage of Muslim chaplains in federal prisons. As of 2021, only 13 Muslim chaplains were available to minister to over 11,000 Muslim inmates, highlighting the need for more representative religious support within the prison system. The phenomenon of inmates converting to Islam underscores the religion's appeal in providing structure, community, and a path to personal redemption for those seeking change during their incarceration.
People striving to emulate and live the life of Rasulullah SAW and his early companions. It is the jail, the prison Muslims. You have a code of conduct based on Quran and Sunnah.
Wow.
You have a mandatory Juma attendance, mandatory talim, mandatory lessons. You have to make your prayer. People are going to be accountable on you. Mandatory workout. Mandatory. One of the books that they give you, right? When I first got in there, the first book that I was given when I took my Shahada was The Fundamental Duties of Brotherhood in Islam by Imam Al-Ghazali. And this was fundamental reading.
That's my man right there,
Right.
Ghazali.
Alhamdulillah.
I love his books.
Allah have mercy on him. You have to understand that is the structured reading. So when people look at us when we come out from prison, I've been told so many times by brothers who have been Muslim their entire life, where'd you go to school at, Ak? Where did you learn this at, Ak? What presented you with this information? It's the brother.
Akeem.
Where's your brother? Where'd you learn this? Where'd you do this? And alhamdulillah, I can always say I was given an education. Firstly, thanks to the Muslim Prisoner Project. Thank you for them. Secondly, from the mandatory, the code of conduct of the Muslims behind bars. You know what I'm saying? Of course there's oppression. Of course there's hardship. Of course there's staff that served in the armed forces that look at us like, you know what I'm saying, potential problems and all that. Of course the administration might look at us as a security threat group because there's such a solidarity amongst the brothers. Of course. But alhamdulillah for Islam.